Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 15 things you need to know about the Pegassi Infernus Classic before you end up buying it, or even think about buying it. We're going to be talking about things that I like, things that I dislike, a little bit of buyer beware, and a whole lot more. Now, to get you guys ramped up and ready for this vehicle, I'm going to be doing a shark card giveaway on my Twitter account. I'm handing out $1.25 million to one lucky person to help fund the purchase of this brand new supercar classic vehicle. So that'll be going on my Twitter. It's ending in a few days, so you've got plenty of time to enter that, but don't wait because I'm giving away $1.25 million to one lucky viewer. So let's talk about this brand new vehicle, the Pegassi Infernus Classic Supercar. And man, this is just absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited to talk about this car. But before we do any of that, we've obviously got our barrier to entry, and that is price. So this vehicle can be found on Legendary Motorsports, and its price is pretty steep compared to the other vehicles that have come out in this update, and also compared to the other sports classics. It's roughly about $200,000 to $300,000 more than something like the Monroe or the Stinger GT at $915,000. So it's certainly not anything that is incredibly cheap. It also continues the trend of having one of the weirdest descriptions of all time. That is, every experience tells you that anything is hot, must be crazy, and you're not wrong. The Infernus Classic is the kind of car that'll dazzle you with its perfect cheekbones, empty your bank account, and once you're sleeping in the wet patch, it'll finish you off with a rusty machete. What's not to love? So again, continuing that really weird description right there, and then you can see the vehicle stats right here. 4 bars of top speed, just over 4 of acceleration, braking about 80% of 1 bar, and then traction is 4 bars as well. I don't even know if those vehicle stats really mean anything. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but that's the Infernus Classic, and that's everything that it looks like on the website. Now, touching on some cool things about this car that I really love, just like the Turismo Classic that we're going to see next week, this vehicle has awesome pop-up headlights. I mean, so cool. Just like on the Lampadati Tropos rally, those pop-up lights just look so stunning, so beautiful, and they are a really awesome rare feature that you don't see on a lot of vehicles here in Grand Theft Auto 5. You've also got those awesome scissor-style doors that open up really vertically rather than horizontally, obviously, and I think that just looks so awesome. It really gives the car a super cool, unique look right there. And the only other thing you can open on this car is the trunk, which is in the front, and there's nothing in there, but I still think it's pretty cool. So that is the exterior and some cool features of the Pegassi Infernus Classic. If we move on to the interior, there is one thing that kind of bothers me, and that is the placement of the steering wheel. So we've got this beautiful interior with the Pegassi logo all over the place on the floorboard. We've got this nice dash, and one of the things that bothers me the most is the fact that the steering wheel basically just cuts right through the center of all those dials and gauges. And when you're driving, and if you choose to use this in first person, it's a little unfortunate that you can't see the RPM and the speedometer because it's cut off by the steering wheel. Again, that's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to vehicles like this. And I'm not sure why Rockstar made it so much in the way of all those dials and gauges. But other than that, the interior is beautiful. As I mentioned, there's beautiful stitching, Pegassi logos all over the place. It just looks so awesome. And that kind of leads us now to the customization of this car, which is really incredible. So let's move into the LSC and let's talk about that right now. So right off the bat, you'll notice in the Los Santos custom shop right away, you get 20 options of customization, which is a ton compared to the other sports classic vehicles that we see in the game. I mean, sports classic cars are not typically known for their customization, but the Infernus Classic has a ton of it. You can upgrade the bodywork by choosing to do fins or gills on the outside of the car, which looks pretty cool. If you upgrade the engine, you can not only change the color of the engine block, which is cool, but you can also choose to remove or change the engine cover, which actually adds a nice little twist and a bit of customization to the vehicle itself, which I actually do like. You can change up the exhaust. Although I prefer the stock, it is nice that you can at least have the option to choose from that right there. And I thought that was pretty awesome to say the least. Now, there are some interesting things regarding the primary, secondary, secondary and trim color of this car. So obviously, you know, the primary color is going to affect really the exterior of the car, with a secondary color affecting things like the skirts, the splitter, the gills, etc. However, there are some things on the inside about the car that you do need to know as well. Number one, the trim color obviously affects the inside of the car, whether it's the dash, whether it's the seats. So for me, I made it this nice white color. And then this secondary color is going to have an impact on the stitching that you see on the inside of the car. So it's a little hard to explain, but basically if you change the secondary color, you're going to notice that the stitching and some very minor accents on the interior of the car are going to be changed too. So you can actually play around with that and get some pretty cool customization options right here. I was trying to go for this like purpley pink color that I thought would look pretty awesome on this Diablo. So that's really the final result that we ended up going with right there in terms of color. I added the primary color splitter as well as the first option for the skirt, and then I simply kept the classic spoiler on there. I feel like that is the best option. There's a couple other good spoiler options, and then there's just some bad ones in my opinion. So that was really our final product right there. I added the bulletproof tires, some light smoke, and that was pretty much it. This is our Infernus Classic right here, and man, this car is a beauty. It is absolutely stunning. It looks incredible. It's got great customization and mods. It's got some awesome features. So far, this car is an absolute home run, a slam dunk, and I love what I've seen so far on this vehicle. All right, so the next thing we need to talk about with this vehicle is performance. And the performance is actually awesome, but it comes with a twist and a little bit of a warning. So you guys know that I've been doing some basic testing of this car throughout some live streams and videos, and we found out that the Infernus Classic is pretty awesome. In fact, it's up there with the Sterling GT. Now, yesterday, GTA racing YouTuber BROUGHY put out a really informative video. I'll leave a link to it in the description. You should definitely check it out. He provides way more knowledge than I possibly can in this video. But basically, the Infernus Classic is a little bit better or right on par with the Sterling GT when it comes to performance. And that's actually pretty cool because they're roughly the same price. I think they're about $50,000 off. So that's awesome. If this vehicle were to just exist in its own bubble with the Sterling GT, it would certainly be worth it to buy it for performance because it would certainly be able to compete and in many instances would probably beat out the Sterling GT. However, the thing we need to know is that next week on Tuesday, Rockstar is going to be releasing an even better sports classic car in the Turismo Classic, which is set to just absolutely smoke the rest of the competition. So this is where your warning needs to come in. Is the Infernus Classic awesome performance-wise? Yes, it is. It's going to be one of the top 3 sports classic cars we have in the game. However, don't spend your money on this vehicle if you only intend to buy it for the purpose of racing, because next week there's going to be an even faster sports classic car. However, I'm sure that there is a huge chunk of you guys that are buying this vehicle for not only racing, but the looks of it as well. And that's kind of the category I'm in. I mean, we're going to be doing some racing on a live stream I'm doing a little bit later today. So yes, I obviously want the Infernus Classic to be a nice performing sports classic car. But at the same rate, I bought this vehicle because it looks amazing. It is so cool. It's based off of one of the coolest Lamborghinis of all time. So there's kind of a mix that I'm looking for here. And I am not going to not purchase this vehicle just because there's a faster one that's going to be coming out next week. But in case you guys are short on cash or are really just looking for the best racing vehicle, you might want to skip out on the Infernus because a faster model in the F40 and the Turismo Classic is going to be coming out just next week on Tuesday. But bottom line, if we look at the Infernus in just the little bubble that it's in right now, so if we completely forget about the fact that the Turismo is coming out next week, this car's performance is amazing and in my opinion is totally worth it for you to buy. Yes, is it a little steep on the price, but this car is so beautiful, man. The Lamborghini Diablo, just absolutely amazing. And I don't really see anything too wrong with this vehicle at all. The price of it is not terrible, staying under $1 million. The mods, customizations, and upgrades on there are absolutely awesome. You've got some really cool features like the pop-up headlights and the scissor doors, a beautiful interior, just so many great things about this car. And as of right now, it's one of the best 2 sports classic vehicles in the game that you can use for racing. And even when the Turismo does come out, it doesn't seem as if this vehicle is just going to go into the trash bin. It still seems as if it could be usable and will be able to be competitive in races. So this vehicle gets my absolute seal of approval. It's as pretty close to perfect as I could get for a car in Grand Theft Auto Online. Just absolutely amazing. I'd really love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What do you think of the brand new Pegassi Infernus Classic that's been added into Grand Theft Auto Online? Are you buying this car for its looks and its modifications and its upgrades? Or are you buying this for its performance in the Sports Classic class? And what do you think about the new faster version in the Turismo coming out just a week later? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. 2 reminders, once again, shark card giveaway going on in the description right now. And in just a couple hours from when this video goes up, I'm going to be doing a live stream with the Infernus Classic. We'll be doing some customization, some car shows, some racing. We'll check out the new adversary mode too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that a little bit later on in the day. But of course, without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.